I'm starting up the YouTube part of it. There we go. Now I can take that out. Yeah.
Looks like I was the host with the most there for a few seconds.
Yeah. We'll get my gal all trained up so she could be a second. Oh, I in your class? Aren't you teaching at the class? I taught 2 classes. Oh, I just did hallucinations too. Yeah. Did you bring your go box tonight? Well, goody. I want to take another close look at that.
Almost got mine done.
Show me pictures now. Yeah. Show me pictures. Get his thoughts on it too.
Yeah. So when it's my top, so I'm the 4800 case. So that's the top material that I found.
You want some coffee?
That's my cardboard monitor.
Good.
So after doing that, I'm glad I did that because I found some of this stuff under it. It just doesn't quite fit. So I've got to move the 2 things. If I get a few things moved, I'll be ready to
And don't forget that.
Yeah.
Put it in any.
Yeah. As a matter of fact.
Win. Without a
That's
hit.
kind of the best.
And so this month. Oh.
So that's 2. So basically, I'm on my 4th wife. So I wanted lots of battery.
Yes, I did.
So that I could charge up.
My high school sweetheart left me while I was at work one day and took half of everything they wanted. Put your battery getters.
No, I made my high school.
It's the icon.
17th this month.
So
I'm happy for you. That's wonderful. I may not be able to.
So I want to make sure I have enough battery. Now I've run it off.
Keep trying to
I've
kill
got
her.
7, no, 10.
We fight all the time.
That's been fun. Yeah, but I wanted to make sure.
Oh,
Hey, Bill.
I had plenty of battery.
hey, Bill, how you
It was funny
doing?
on that.
What happened to Ken tonight? Did you run him off?
So the material I actually got, because I didn't buy like a pilot put it in the plastic. But I was at
Did you run him off?
whiteboard. I just got the white facing down and it's, just that. the black.
I don't think Bill can hear me.
I was like,
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Did you run Ken off? I haven't even seen him.
I got it sitting.
He must be having a blast on the radio or something.
But obviously the lid was closed.
Yeah, he's usually the first one on here.
I know it.
So I just take it on the edge.
Do a satellite somewhere.
Shoot. He's probably on 15 meters talking to the world.
Could be.
That's what he was doing this morning. He was on 15 meters talking to anybody and everybody out there.
Oh, are you not done? Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, I just got off of 20 talking to the Azores.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's good.
Yeah, it was kind of it was a real staticky contact, but we managed to talk there for a little bit.
Well, 17 was dead as a fence post today.
20 was pretty active here. Just I was only on for about 30 minutes or so, but it was staticky, but a lot of stations on.
Well, when I got on there this afternoon and looked, there wasn't a whole lot. So, but 20, like you said, it was busy.
I just got through working 6 stations in Australia, and one of them was Tasmania,
What band were you on?
10 meters.
Oh, 10 meters.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, one right after the other. I called one and then they kept calling me. And one of them was a VK7, which is Tasmania.
Wow. 10's coming on.
Yeah, I've found several days when it was open good.
There you go.
And I worked India today, which I didn't do a lot today, but I did work India and a few VKs.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm gonna let you guys talk on there.
All right, Mark, see ya.
Hey, now we can talk about Mark.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good deal. Mike, did you get your logging stuff working?
I got one of them. I got the EQSL straightened out,
Good.
but I cannot get Logbook of the World straightened out because it still won't let me get a certificate.
Ah.
That's
So what is the problem with that?
I'm using a different computer than the one I originally downloaded the certificate on,
Yeah,
which,
I think there's a way to move that certificate.
well, if I remembered what computer it was downloaded on, I might be able to find it.
Okay, because I know, not now, but in the past,
Yeah,
I've got 3 computers here in the ham shack, 3 desktops,
Yeah.
plus a laptop. And at one time I had my logbook of the world set up on all 3 of them, so that whatever one I was on, when I made a contact, I could log it right there.
yeah.
Now I've just got it on this one computer, and that's been a while back, so I don't remember how to do that, but there is a way to transfer it.
I got a little USB flash drive, so if I can find it, I will I'll get it over there.
Just doing a file manager, do a search.
Yeah, I can't remember what kind of file that is anymore.
I don't remember either.
It's got a
Oh,
weird,
I think it's not a Q6, I think. I can't remember what it is.
Give me a second and I'll tell you what it was.
Okay, Carl. Something,
Yeah, and I just worked the Azores.
all right. There's not a lot of operators on the Azores, Bill.
Right, I know. I was pretty thrilled.
Yeah.
what band and mode, Bill?
20 meter sideband.
Oh, good for you. Get your beam up?
I did, finally. Yeah.
All right.
Got it up, got it working, rotating.
SWR's good on it?
Yeah, I need to tune 20 just a little bit. The resonant point on 20 is down toward the upper end of the band. And
Yeah,
I need to move it just a little bit, but even at that, it's not bad. The SWRs on most of all the other bands were down like 1.05 and 1.07 and
yeah,
that sort of thing. 20 meters gets up if you go, all the way to the other end of the band, it gets up close. It gets over 1, over 1.5.
That's still
But,
good.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
bad. It's not bad, but I can trim a few inches, I think, and improve it a little bit. Get it more centered or
well, have you figured out which way it'll go when it stretches just a tad bit?
well, that would lengthen it if it stretched, and that would be the wrong direction.
Yeah,
I need to shorten it a little bit to raise to get the frequency a little more toward the middle of the band, I think.
Mike, that file is a TQ6.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah. Let
And
me see.
mine has a little symbol of a key next to it.
So, so just go into file manager, Mike, and do a search on TQ6.
Hey, Bill, have you still got that pipe?
Yeah, it's still laying out in the yard there.
Well, I had stuff come up for the last 2 weeks, and my buddy that I was going to borrow his trailer because mine's full of stuff has been out of town, and he's still going to be out of town for another couple weeks. So is that a problem? I know it's been a long time.
It's no big deal. Some of it's kind of beat up, but how many feet are you needing?
Well, probably all that you have, because I've got a run. I've got 2 runs that are one's 75 feet and one's about 125 feet.
Yeah,
I know you don't have that much, but
well, I definitely probably have 75 feet or more, because it was over 100 feet out to that tower, but some of it got chewed up pretty good when we ran the ditch witch back over it to uncover it. I don't know, you could come by and look at it and decide, if you want it or not, and which pieces you want, and then we could just, put that over to the side or whatever. But leaving it laying out there is no problem right now at all. Now, when the grass starts to turn green, when it becomes mowing time, I'll have to do something out there, but
okay.
I need to work on that ditch too. The dirt's still a mess out there. Need to get the dirt pile back, really mounded up good. But other than that, yeah, there's no problem.
Yeah, at least a couple pieces that are 25 feet. I've got a driveway that's 24 feet wide that I need to run the coax underneath it, dig a trench and run that coax underneath it. So
you're going to run this 2-inch under your driveway?
yes.
Okay, that's, how wide is your driveway?
24 feet.
24 feet. Now, that'll be a pretty big job.
Yeah, I've got a jackhammer, so that'll make it easier chipping it out.
Just drill underneath it.
Yeah, that was my first thought, but 2 things are going to happen. One, I'm going to resurface the driveway and completely put in a new one. And so using the old driveway isn't going to be a problem. And I've got several other lines that are buried right next to the edge of the driveway. So I wouldn't be able to dig a pit to be able to get down there to run that completely horizontal from one side to the other.
Need to build you a water drill.
That's how I usually do it.
Yeah.
That's also how I put my ground rods in. I just use 1/2 inch or 5/8 copper pipe, and I've got a fitting that I made just to put it on the end of that pipe and a garden hose.
That's the way I clean out my tin horn, my driveway, when it gets full of dirt. Gophers push dirt up in that thing.
Huh.
Hello, Mike. Goodbye, Mike. Hello, John. John's muted. You find that file, Mike?
Yeah, but it didn't copy over to the drive. Let me try it one more time.
Not very many people at the fire station.
Good evening, MAF. I haven't seen you in a while.
No, I'm an infrequent customer these days. Half the time I forget, the other half, no excuse.
You're still wearing your jacket. Is it cold there?
42 and damp. I gotta change my temperature here. 42. Spring is almost here.
Yeah, it's 80 today here.
Yeah, I'm showing 86.
Well, that's pretty. We're 42 and cloudy. But when it's damp, tomorrow it's gonna rain all day. So it'll be damp again. But I hear on Monday we might touch 60.
Mike, HXT, Mike.
Yeah,
Did you get that? Did you get that copied onto your drive?
I'm gonna see. I just got it on the USB.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna see if I can download it to this computer.
That's my phone ringing.
Yeah,
There it goes.
I remember it wasn't really easy to do. I've done that and put it on several computers, and it can be done, but it seems like, and I don't remember what it was now that was the problem, but maybe if you just load it to begin with.
Yeah, we're still talking about you.
Not sure where to put it. I'm gonna look up
All right, well,
TQSL, I think.
keep
and
trying.
see-
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
And see where it is.
Yeah, I made a file specifically for whatever program that is, Logbook of the World.
Yeah,
I just have everything in that folder.
uh-huh.
And then that way I don't have to wonder where it's putting stuff, because everything comes in and out of that folder.
Well, I asked you to show me where TQSL was and I got a shortcut.
Hello, John.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Okay. That was Bill that called and he lost his internet. That's why he dropped out.
Oh, well, I got in here and I was finishing up cleaning up the kitchen whenever I started. So,
Well, Bill, you missed Bill. He just now dropped out about the time you got on.
is he going to be back or?
He called, said he lost the internet and he was gonna keep working on it to see if he could get back on.
Right.
Go ahead, Carl. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
All right.
Well, after we talked about the WSJT alert
Yes.
last month, downloaded it, got the newest version and loaded her down, and it works like a charm.
Isn't that a great program?
It's a great program. It integrates everything.
The only problem with it is you have to manually enter your confirmed countries for it to let you know that you've worked that country before, or to let you know that you don't need that country. I mean, it tells you if you've worked that particular station, but not if you work that country. So after you get that info from Logbook of the World, you enter it in there. And there's a place down there called settings. You click on that, then go down to the DX part and you check the ones that you've worked. And that way, you know, and the way mine is set up, and yours should be the same. If a country pops up that I've never worked before, it's yellow. So I know that I need that country.
Yeah. Yeah, and it won't show that you've got it if it hasn't been confirmed by the other party too.
Say again?
But yeah, I go ahead and I download through my N3FT, whatever
Yeah.
that other program is, and my logbook, and
Yeah,
after a long session, I'll
yeah. You got it.
configure everything, and that seems to do it.
Yeah, you got to upload to Logbook of the World and then wait till they process it and then
Yeah.
download it, and it shows you your confirmed ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
It really helps me keep track of what countries I need and what countries I don't need. I just need one more country on 80 meters to have 100 countries on 80. And when I get that, I'm going to apply for the 8-band DXCC. Got 100 countries on 8 bands after I get one more country on 80 meters.
80 meters is pretty tough.
It's been tough. I actually should have done it 2 months ago in the wintertime instead of waiting now. In springtime, the noise level starts coming up. Hadn't been too bad so far, but there just hasn't been very many countries on. I've worked several of them in the month of March, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that have not confirmed the contact. And I only need one of them 5 to confirm, and then I'll have the 100 countries. But I check every day and nothing.
Yeah.
The last country I worked was Canary Islands. I got it confirmed. And then these 5 here that I've worked and have not got confirmed. And they are Trinidad, Guadeloupe, Suriname, Falkland Islands, and Portugal. So if any one of them guys will confirm, I'll have my 100 countries on 80.
Well,
John, how's that new transceiver working out? Have you had a chance to use it any?
Yeah, actually I have. I did a contest with it, not this last weekend, the weekend before.
Good.
And worked out really good. The direct sampling waterfall is really, really good.
Yeah.
Gave me a chance to play with it and make a lot of contacts. Yeah, it's a good transceiver. It's really good. I like it. I like it. It's going to be a good field transceiver.
Yeah, it's pretty small, lightweight.
Yeah, and I don't like the small screen, but it works out pretty good. I tried I think it's what's called N1MM software. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, and so the direct sampling is good. So it's going to be a good like field day radio.
That AC logging program really works good, and it interfaces with that. It will interface with the computer. Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm still I haven't worked everything out with it yet, but did some RTTY the other day.
Oh, good.
And got familiar with that. So I'm maneuvering around. It's a good radio, solid radio.
So
Go ahead.
what program did you use to do the RTTY?
I just used the actual radio to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, but yeah, it's good. I had to do a mod to it because it says 100 watts, but it's kind of finicky on that. There's a mod you can do. It was some I forgot who did it. I watched him do it on YouTube, and then I took it on the bench and I did it. And something about the ALC and the compression, and it wouldn't put out the full 100 watts. So depending on what band you're at, it's kind of up and down on your actual how much power you're actually putting out. But if you do a mod, the one I watched on YouTube, now it's in a different language. You got to put on the subtitles, but it will put out the full 100 watts.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the difference in 90 watts and 100 watts, the guy at the other end can't tell the difference.
Yeah, but see, on 20 meters, it's only putting out about like 75 watts, 75.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get more than that.
What's
I don't
that?
understand that from the factory. It wouldn't. Have you tried it into a dummy load to see if
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I did. I got a dummy load here, and same thing. So whenever you're testing the SWR on the screen here, it puts out the full 100 watts, but there's something with the ALC.
Oh, it's cutting it back.
That's right. And so it makes it very difficult. I thought it was an SWR issue. No, it's a radio issue. It's got a compression thing with it. So I'm thinking it's the microphone maybe. But anyway, I did the mod to it, and I'm getting the full 100 watts now. So it's something they have protected in the radio. That's the only thing I could figure out.
Yeah.
But as far as like RTTY, did really, really well. On 6 meters, it puts out over 100 watts, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And as you get lower in the bands, it kind of cuts back and cuts back and cuts back. Which is to be expected from a radio like
Normally they put out less power on 6 meters.
Well, no, I was on the net last night putting out 115, 120, and I got an analog watt meter right here.
Yeah, but I'm saying that normally transceivers put out less on 50 megahertz than they do the lower bands.
Right. So it's definitely like a game changer for me in the sense of getting used to not knobs but touch screens.
Oh yeah, me too on this 9700 that I've got. I'm still not up to par on that. But
So
you didn't have 6 meters before, did you?
No, I didn't. No.
But you gained a band here too.
Right. And so I retract about 10% about what I said the first time that I had it.
Only 10%?
Only 10%. My wife calls me a fuddy-duddy. There you go. So
I've been called that a few times, John.
what's that?
I've been called that a few times.
Oh, there's Bill.
An old fuddy daddy.
Yeah.
It's a good radio. It's a solid radio for the price. I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
What radio is it?
We were talking about this about 3 weeks ago. 7300.
He got a good deal on an ICOM 7300. This summer, 6 meters will open up in July is usually a pretty good time. So if you get a chance to test out 6 meters this year, since you have a 6 meter rig, guarantee you'll enjoy it.
Well, I took it out I went out camping 2 weeks ago for the contest, and man, it was a lot better than lugging around this big Kenwood. So it was a lot better than that, and I got to experience like different batteries with the radio. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And actually just hooked up to a car battery, man. It did gangbusters. I think I made like 150 contacts.
Wow, that's good.
So, I do like that. I like that a lot.
So what'd you have to do, Bill?
Well, I think it was probably an internet problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a direct connection to a hard internet line like Cox. I go through I go through a transceiver that connects me to a cell phone tower through T-Mobile. It's called T-Mobile Home Internet. And usually it works pretty good. I haven't had a lot of trouble with it. And it's a much better and much faster than what I had before.
Well,
But,
I live more out in the boonies than you do.
I know.
Bill,
Well,
are you on the air yet?
Yeah, he's got it.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the air. I was telling Kim before you got on, I just got through talking to a guy in the Azores.
Yeah,
Nice.
tell us about your hex beam that you got up. Or has it been up? And I haven't been on for the last couple of weeks.
No, it's up finally. It seems to be working quite well. I'm pretty impressed with it actually. I don't really have a lot to compare it to, obviously, but I've worked Italy, I've worked Bulgaria, I've worked Japan, I've worked the Azores, and
Worked Shawnee, Oklahoma.
I worked Shawnee, first contact. Worked Shawnee on 10 meters.
Yeah.
For a 2-element antenna, aren't they great?
Yeah, it seems to be a really good antenna. I had read a lot about it, but of course I didn't have any experience with it until I finally got it up. Mine's up about 50 feet, I guess now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the tower's 40 feet, and then I've got,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I guess 6 or 8 feet of boom in there, something like that. So it's not quite 50 feet, but the antenna itself then stacks on top of that. So to the time you get up to the 20-meter element, it's on up there another 4 feet or so, 5 feet. But
So you got room to put another antenna right above the top of the tower. Put a Yagi.
I couldn't put it above the hex beam.
No, above the rotor.
Oh,
Above the
yeah,
top of
yeah,
the tower.
I can put it on the mast below the hex beam.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
the rotor's down in the tower. So
Yeah, right above the top of the tower. About a foot or so up. You can put one right there.
Put a 6 meter, you say?
Yeah.
A little 6 meter Yagi.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
even a 3-element 6 meter Yagi really works good. And when 6 meters opens this year, you'll have a blast. It's like 10 meters. When 10 meters is open, that's the way 6 is. Man, they're just going gangbusters. And 2 or 3 years ago, my daughter-in-law just got her license, and 6 meters was open to Japan. And she must have worked 20 JA stations in an hour. They were calling her right and left. And most people takes years to get Japan on 6 meters.
Yeah, I got them on 20.
Yeah.
Good.
Aim toward Oregon.
Yeah.
And is that the right?
About 300 degrees, 320, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about where I was, about 303.
And also, that's where you get Taiwan, China, and you could even work Singapore with your antenna pointed that direction.
Okay. That'd be a blast.
I know that'd thrill you.
Bill, where did you put the stop and turn around point on your antenna, on your rotor?
Well, the clockwise stop is at 90 degrees, and then it goes back through 0 and back around to 90 degrees and back around to 0. So what I did,
What direction is 90 degrees?
East.
Yeah.
Mine's the opposite of that, Bill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My stopping point is west.
Oh, okay.
And my stopping point is south, because that way I get I can go from northeast to northwest, which is typical whenever I'm trying to jump around from one side of well, practically everybody I talk to, it's somebody will be to the east and then I'll have somebody out to the west. And that way I don't have to go the long way around since I've got it set up to where the stopping point is to the south.
Okay. So what do you have to do to change the stopping point? Is it just the way you have the beam mounted on the rotor, or?
Yeah, that's all you need to do is just change I put my rotor at the halfway point, at the exact halfway between each side of if your stopping point is to the east, I would set
So that means if you're pointed south, you can go all the way around to the east. Is that what you're saying, Bill?
Yeah, well, I was just saying, I can change the beam on relative to the rotor fairly easily. I've got an adapter in there with 3 big set screws. All I have to do is loosen the set screws, and I can change the beam relative to the rotor. And what I did is I set the rotor at north, and then I set the beam at north and tightened it down, and that's what I ended up with.
Well, that's what I do too. That's the way mine is done. So,
Okay.
so from north, I can go all the way. If I turn to clockwise, I can go all the way around to west. And if I'm at north and I go counterclockwise, I go all the way around to south.
Well, let me see.
That's what I was saying earlier. You have to set your rotor to the halfway point, 180 degrees off of the stop point. So wherever you have your stop point, where did you say the stopping point was? What direction is the rotor?
Okay. If I go counterclockwise, it stops right on north.
Okay, okay. Well, you would set your antenna up. Okay, turn the rotor to where it's directly south. If it stops north, set your rotor up where it's south, and then point your beam north.
But that wouldn't work, because then whenever you get coordinates that says you need to be 180 degrees, your antenna would be pointing north.
Yeah, you're right. I said that. Well, anyway, don't point the antenna north, point the antenna south. Oh, yeah. Okay, set your rotor to where it is in the halfway point, 180 degrees off of the stop point where it has to turn around. Set your rotor where it's 180 degrees, and then mount your antenna.
What kind of rotor are you using, Carl?
I've got a tail twister 2.
So that may be different for these Yaesus that we're using.
Oh, you're using the Yaesu. Okay. Well, it goes 180 degree or 360, a little bit over 360.
These go 420.
Okay. Well, still, you'd still set it up the same way, where you'd have set it up to where the stopping point, you set the rotor to where it's 180 degrees away from the stopping point or the middle of the overlap point. If the stopping point overlaps, we'll just take the middle of that. And then point your rotor 180 degrees from that, and then mount your antenna. And I would suggest mounting it to the north. That seems like, you know, there's not hardly anything directly south that.
Dallas is south.
What south?
Dallas is straight south.
Yeah, but compared to Europe or Asia or even Canada, Florida.
Oh, yeah. But the Caribbean, South America, it don't matter. There's a lot of ways to set it up, I guess.
Well, the way that I do it, it just makes it so that, like, if I'm going from Europe to Asia, well, then I just have to cover that short distance from northeast through north to northwest.
But
Yeah,
that's
well,
the way,
That's
that's the way mine is.
works.
That's
Yeah,
That's
that's
the way mine
what,
is.
yeah, that's the way mine is too. Like right now, I'm swinging it clockwise. It's just passing through north. Now it's at 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and it'll stop at 90 degrees.
Okay, mine doesn't stop till it gets to 180, or mine don't stop till it gets to 180 plus 90, 240. I can go all the way around.
Well, now
Yeah.
I can go back around the other direction and do that.
I can
Uh,
too.
But when I could go clear back around. Takes
Bill,
a-
if you want to go from Maine to Florida, will it go that far?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can, like right now, I just swung it through, it stopped at 90. And I'm going counterclockwise now. It came around 270, then 180, or due west, due south. Now I'm due east.
Okay, well, so that's what I was saying. Instead of having it go the long way around where you have to take all that time, set it up so that you can just go from northeast to southeast directly. You don't have to stop. You don't have to go the long way around.
Mine seems to be set up like Carl's, and I'm with Carl because if I'm pointing at Europe and I want to go to the Caribbean, I don't want to have to go all the way around counterclockwise to get there. You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
The main point is that your rotor, it doesn't matter what direction that it's pointing, as long as you you just have to find the midpoint on your rotor and then orient your beam whatever direction that you want it, so that it's your stopping point or your overlapping point is generally to the south, is what I set mine, so that because I don't make a whole lot of contacts to the south. They're not hard to get. And I spend a lot more time jumping from Europe to the Northwest or the West, or even the Southwest.
I didn't check it out today. I was busy all day. Didn't get to listen to it except this morning.
Yeah, well, mine will work okay going like from due west to due east. But then if I want to go to the southeast, then I have to go back around
Yeah,
because it stops at 90.
and mine doesn't.
Huh. Okay.
Like I said, I can, if I'm pointed, I can go from north all the way clockwise around to the west, to to the west. I don't normally do that. And the light, there's a light that comes on that tells me that I'm past 180.
Yeah, that, okay, mine's just
But
coming up
I
on,
don't normally do that, but I can.
yeah, that's the way mine's working too. I come up on, I'm going clockwise, and I come to 0 degrees or due north, then I keep going and the light comes on.
Comes
and I
on
can
where?
go- uh,
90?
No, it comes on at 0, just as I pass 0.
As you're going clockwise?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's 180 out from mine.
Huh.
My light turns on at 180 degrees.
Huh. That's weird.
So, and you may have to read the book, Bill, because I know it can be done because I have mine set up that way.
Okay. Well, I'll take a look at it.
On all the rotors that I've used, they've got a something that'll switch it to where you can either have it oriented, the map, either have it oriented to the north or to the south. Of course, that's relative to wherever you've got your antenna pointed. Bill, you could just, the way that you've got it set up, it sounds like all you need to do is just loosen up your mast and just swing your antenna counterclockwise 90 degrees, and you'll be where you want it.
Well, then it wouldn't line up with the dial. It would be 90 degrees off on the dial.
Be the same problem as what we talked about a while ago. There's more to it than that, but it's been so long since I set mine up that I don't remember how to do it. But
well, I'll dig the book out and see if I can figure it out.
It's like Carl said, it's more convenient to have it set up like this, as far as going from one part of the world to the other.
Okay.
And unlike Carl, most of my contacts are either Europe or Asia or Philippines over in there. I have worked a lot of Australians and New Zealand's here lately on 10 and 12 meters.
What direction do you aim for New Zealand?
270, almost west.
Okay.
Oh, whenever you're operating, if you have your computer running with your logging program, and then also have QRZ.com pulled up, and whenever you see someone on there you want to work, you can plug their call sign into QRZ, and it'll tell you what direction to rotate your beam. Also, that logging program will do that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I'm going to pull it up. If you in your logging program, if you put a call sign in, do you have your logging program opened?
No, I'm using.
Okay, I just plugged in VK4, that's Australia, and right below where you type in the call sign, it tells me the bearing is 255 degrees.
Okay, and that's the bearing that you'd use on the rotor itself.
That's right. You turn your antenna at 255 degrees. It tells me it's 838,337 miles, and the continent is oceanic. That logging program tells you a lot of stuff.
On the logging program, Ken, how accurate does that time has to be?
The time will be, if your computer time is set right, that's where it gets it. So is your computer time set right?
Well, it sets automatically. I think I'm reading 7:17 right now. I think it's pretty close.
That's what I'm reading on this computer. Yeah, that's close
But
enough.
on that Azores contact, I wrote the time down, but I wasn't sure. I might have been a minute off.
Well, don't write it down. Just whenever you make contact with him, type his call sign into the logging program while you're talking to him. And whenever you hit the enter, after you finish the contact, hit the enter key and it'll enter the time automatically.
Oh, okay.
And-
Good to
and
know.
You may have to, if you're working several contacts on the same band over and over, once you put the contacts in, it will the band in and the mode, it'll stay there. But whenever you're first doing it like you are, you may have to put the mode and the band in. But then when you hit, you can hit tab and it'll tab across all those boxes and fill them in.
Oh, cool. Okay. But I have to have the logging program open, right?
Yeah, well, you have your logging program open whenever you're making contacts.
Okay.
Plus, you can have QRZ open. I like to pull it up on QRZ so I can see who I'm talking to. And there's a map on there. You can see where they're at. And I usually do that so I can see what they look like, where they're at while I'm talking to them.
Do you have these running on separate computers or are you running them simultaneously on the
I'm
same?
running my computer over here that I do digital mode on. I don't log it there, but the digital mode program has a logging program in it. So as soon as I finish the contact, the logging part of it automatically pops up whenever I send a 73. And then all I have to do is click a button and it's saved into a file. And then that file I upload to my logging program. But in your case, doing phone, you need to have your logging program running. And you can have it running. You can have your logging program running, QRZ.com running, have a split window even if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I do. And whenever I bring them up on QRZ, every contact I bring up on QRZ and I point my beam in the general direction of wherever they are. That's the first thing I do. And then put in the information on a voice contact. That way you know that you're pointed in the general direction. The hex beam is, you can be about 20 degrees off and still receive 90% of the signal or better.
Yeah, it doesn't seem super sensitive. I mean, because I've tuned it back and forth and, going 10 or 15 degrees either way doesn't seem to affect the signal a lot.
It's only a 2-element antenna, so it's not bad for being a 2-element antenna.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it was one of them Australian guys that I worked, and I pulled him up on QRZ, and he was using stepper, one of them stepper IR beams, and
Yeah.
he showed the gain. And of course, it's got gain on different bands, but most of the bands was only about 6 dB gain. I think 10 might have been 8 dB gain, but it's not a lot of gain, about, not much more than the antenna you guys have. And it costs a whole lot more money.
Yeah, and takes a lot bigger tower too.
Yeah.
Those things have a lot of wind
Weight.
resistance and weight
A
and
lot of weight.
expense. They're pricey.
Yeah. And if the wind tears one of them up, it'll cost you an arm and a leg to fix.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, fixing the hex beam wouldn't be very expensive.
No.
Fiberglass pole or two if you're really unlucky. But
They handle ice pretty good too, don't they?
well, I've seen them turn completely inside out. Pictures of them where they got iced over and they were completely turned flipped upside down. And and when the ice melted, they popped right back up into position and worked fine. So I guess it depends on whether your fiberglass pole. you
Yeah,
break a pole.
there's Carl's picture. I remember seeing that before. Thank you, Carl, for putting that up.
Now, that's not mine, but I had one that looked identical to that, my KIO hex beam. And whenever the ice melted off of it, well, then it just went right back up to just like new.
Well, Mike, have you been making DX contacts now that you got that all in programs working?
Just a few. I think Japan is one of my most frequent DX contacts. And then South America. I've made a few into Europe, but not very many.
Yeah. What band?
Well, I'm trying to stay low or high, actually. The low bands shuts off my program. I'm having the same problem with RF getting in this computer than I was in the other one. So
yeah, the only way you're going to cure that is move your antenna further away from the house.
Yeah.
Or put a choke up there to keep that RF from coming down the coax.
Well, I don't know on this logbook of the world. I'm trying to download a TQSL file, the certificate, but it tells me it's not there. It doesn't have the right ending. So I may have an older one that's not working on they changed the program. So I'm going to try to request a new one.
I requested one from ARRL and they never have sent me anything. I don't know how long it normally takes.
Well, they had the last week, they had the big switch over. They probably lost your request.
Yeah, they've been working on the program, Bill.
Oh, okay. So you think I should put in a new request?
I would think that your request may have gotten lost, but when I asked for a last week before last or something, I asked for a replacement certificate. It said I got some error message and I can't remember what it was, but let's see. The name of the file is config, and I now need to figure out which where it goes.
Mike, how you doing, man? You're coming in very, very stretchy.
Yeah, I just I was going to look at my TQSL file and it told me I needed an update. So I let it do its thing. Said it did it.
Let's
So
see,
we'll see.
the file that I'm looking at now on the web, on the Logbook of the World page, is a TQ6, but the error message I'm getting says I need a TQ12 file. So that's, to me, telling me that it's old. So I don't know.
Okay, on your TQSL program, if you open it up and then there's a place in there, renew your call sign certificate. And since you have one, you should just be able to click on that.
Where are you finding that? Under file?
Okay. Start over here.
Oh,
Open your TQS
okay.
file.
That's the problem. Mine's grayed out. The one renew call sign certificate is grayed out.
Oh, okay.
So I have to request a new one.
Okay.
Last time I did that, I got a message. Let's try one more time here.
So when you click on the top row up there, when you click on call sign certificate, a window drops down, but the one that says load call sign certificate or request a new call sign, is it grayed out?
You're talking about the top line?
Yeah, on the top line where it says call sign certificate, if you click on that, there's one that says request a new call sign certificate.
Yeah, that's where I am now.
Is that grayed out?
No, I can do that.
Okay, that'll do it.
Or I can load it from a file, but when I say load it from a file, I can't find the right file.
Well, because you said it was probably on your other computer.
Well, yeah. Well, I thought I brought it over, but apparently it's an older file. So.
Well, if you click on that load call sign certificate and it's looking for a TQ12, then that's what you need. You need to go over there on the other computer and find the TQ12.
There isn't one. There are no TQ12 programs or no TQ12 documents on that computer. There's a TQ6, but no TQ12.
Real quick, Bill, is your radio on?
Mine? Is my transmitter on?
Yeah.
I can turn it on. It's right here.
Yeah, go to 14220 and try to contact Kuwait there.
Try to contact who?
Kuwait. He's on the air, Mohammed.
14220.
Yeah, I just got him. That's why I was muted. Sounds pretty good.
Okay, I'm on 14220.
He's on sideband. They just got Los Angeles there. It's quite the pile up, but still good.
Okay, I got Kuwait confirmed on 4 bands.
Where would he have to point his hex beam to get that?
Boy, you talk about a pile up, man.
But you might be good. You might be good. Just try.
Here's the error message.
Your beam should be pointed about 35, 40 degrees.
Can I get the error that you have already requested a call sign certificate and cannot request another until that request has been processed by Logbook of the World staff?
Okay. So
And
you've got one and it just hadn't been processed yet.
It's been over a year.
Well, they're slower than I am.
It does say wait until you receive an email bearing your requested call sign certificate. And then if you're sure the earlier request is now invalid, you should delete the pending call sign certificate. So I guess
You have to delete and start over.
I'll on my computer and delete it.
Well, you won't have to delete it because you're on a different computer now.
Well, but I see what you're saying. But why can't I get a certificate?
It could be that because of their problem that they did in their website.
Bill, stop Bill.
Stop Bill.
Bill, are you
I had my headphones
general or
on.
extra?
I'm sorry?
Are you general or extra?
General.
Oh, no, you can't get on 220. Never mind. You can't go below 225. Sorry.
That's a good reason to get your extra, Bill.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
why I
220.
got mine, because I couldn't remember whether
Oh,
I was paid or not.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, no. I'm not encouraging that.
Well, it's only a 5 little KC in there. I mean,
Yeah, but they're recording.
It's
Bill,
recorded.
it's John's fault. We can blame it on him.
It's all my fault. That's my fault.
I didn't transmit, so
I just got excited about Kuwait because you don't hear them very often, and
Yeah, that's true. If you hear
It's,
Kuwait,
and so I'm like, everybody jump on it.
and boy, they are jumping on it. I mean,
oh yeah,
But he's coming in good. I got him a solid 5'8", 5'9" right now. I mean,
oh yeah, I can hear Mohammed fine, but all the stations that are calling him is just a big pile.
yeah.
And then I see the section manager up there yelling at me, no.
What'd you say, Mike?
I said, we've got it recorded that John told Bill to call him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I made an amateur mistake. That's why
But I didn't call him, so no harm, no foul.
But maybe Carl can get him.
I'd have to hook up my microphone and I've worked.
I know. We don't want to do that, do we? But Carl, he's running some power, so he might get him.
I've worked Kuwait several times before.
But I mean, it's been like that.
What's the guy's call sign? Let's see if I've worked that particular.
Oh man, other stations are not being polite.
They never are, and whenever one like that comes on. Okay, I've worked 9K2HN, 9K2MU, 9K2ZZ.
He just said his call, but everybody jumped on him as soon as he said QRZ.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not working split.
What's that?
I'm surprised he's not working split.
He might be. I had him earlier. That's Austria.
Well, everybody's calling him on 220.
Oh, they're banging down the door.
Yeah.
They're calling on his frequency.
Yeah.
A G and a.
In a station like that everybody in the world's going to be calling you, it's better for him to work split. And that way people won't be calling right on top of him while he's trying to give you a.
Well, no, he's not working split because they are calling on top of him. So
yeah, that's what I mean. I'm just saying it would be better if he was working split.
Yeah, if he would receive on 225, I could give him a call.
Let's see. I got him logged here. I got to go down the log here.
I was going to see if I'd worked him before. I've got several Kuwait stations.
Give me a second. I'm loading my log here. It was earlier this afternoon. All right, let's see. Come on.
Yeah, I guess you're waiting for a certificate too, Bill.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'd asked, that I had requested the certificate, and I understood it had to be mailed. They couldn't email it.
Yeah, they mail you a little postcard.
I hope I haven't lost it some way. I asked my wife, and she.
Well, how long ago did you request it?
Probably at least a couple of weeks ago.
Well, see, they've been working on their website, and they just now got it back up, so they probably have a backlog. But
Okay.
I guess working on their website wouldn't keep them from sending a postcard.
Well, it depends, yeah, it depends on how the postcards get printed out, I guess, you
Yeah,
know.
it might need the right numbers that come from the computer.
Right, the computer, it's probably all computerized and if they're working on the program, you know, that probably brings the whole thing down. I would be my guess. I don't know much about it, but anyway, I haven't received anything from them, and I'm pretty sure it didn't get lost.
Yeah.
But all they send you is just a postcard. Is that right?
It's been a long time, Bill, but I think that's correct. Mike would know that better than me because he's done it more recent than I have. And John, are you on Logbook of the World?
Yes, I am. All right, hold on. Here's his call. You ready for it?
Yep.
It's 9K or 9K2MU.
Yep. I've worked him. The last time I worked him was March the 25th, 2003.
Yeah, what's crazy is at 22, let's see, 2210 UTC, he was on 14237.
I worked
Now
him,
he's
19 years ago, John,
wow.
and several times before that.
So Mohammed's been around for a while.
Yeah, but his QRZ detail is incomplete. So,
well, first time I worked him was about this time in 2002.
so that'd be right with let's see here. That'd be right on par with the Sunspot schedule.
Yep.
Yeah, because you look at it, you know, I don't know if you guys follow the Sunspots or not, but that would make sense because Omen's on there too. Omen, let's see here.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Qatar is on 14195.
I worked him recently too.
AZ1VV.
Yeah, and I was going to look at Omen. I can't remember. There's Cutter. Oh, there's Omen. Let me see. Okay. A41ZZ is a Omen station that I've worked, and A45RC, A41KJ, and first time I worked, that was in January 2002. That'd be 20 years ago.
Well, the Middle East is coming in gangbusters.
Yeah, that
I might be able to make contact with him, but I wouldn't be able to hear him answer.
Man. What about 14195?
Like I said, I worked
That's a Qatar, Carl. That's AZ1VV. I can't hear him. Maybe you can.
what's his call, John?
Excuse me, A71VV.
Yeah, he was on. I seen him on a while ago.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's the call sign?
Alpha 71 Victor.
14195.
Yeah, 14195. I can't hear him. But they say he's there.
Okay.
Now go ahead, Ken.
Well, I was gonna. Oh, I plugged it in the wrong one. I was gonna get the bearing for you guys. Okay, 33, about 35 degrees, Bill. Should be the right direction. That's
Real quick. This might be helpful for Bill. 267. That's a Alpha 41 Delta X-ray, and he's out of Oman. There's some kind of contest going on with those guys because that's what I heard Muhammad talking about.
Did you work him, John?
I worked the Kuwait station on 14220. That's why I muted my deal.
Yeah. With the new radio?
Yeah, with the 7300, believe that or not.
And that's with a dipole.
Yeah, monobander.
So you guys with all these 6 dB gain antennas ought to be able to work him.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I got it up there 65 feet this last weekend.
Yeah. Oh, you did? You put it up a little higher?
Yeah, well, so I did some tree work on Friday,
Yeah.
and I was able to pay $50 to my daughter, movie money, and she climbed up there for me. And we didn't tell my wife, but she's not allowed to watch this YouTube thing. But I mean, you know, these oh, what are they called? Cottonwood. Cottonwood trees have these huge branches. So, I mean, you can just straddle them on the way up. You can walk up them if you want to. Yeah, so Alpha 4-1 Delta X-ray on 14267, I think it was.
Alpha 41 Delta X-ray. That call sign is familiar.
Yeah, 14267. But I do know they're doing some kind of contest, so.
Pretty staticky.
Well, that's a pretty far piece.
Thanks for the contact. Until next time. This is
Hold on.
Lettuce and tomato going forward.
But I will tell you this, Ken, the 7300 has great filtering. Way better than a 520.
Well, it's a little bit newer technology. So.
And then now Saudi Arabia just popped up there.
Okay, QRZ says that Elmer is 25 degrees.
Right.
And it's 8,068 miles.
Right. I'm looking at that too.
And it says down at the bottom that he uses Logbook of the World. So if you're working, you should get it confirmed.
Real quick, there's the Saudi Arabia station's on FT8 on 14206.
Did you work him?
Yeah, he's on there now.
Did you work him?
No, I don't do FT8. That's what I was telling you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
And then let's see, Australia was just on 14305. That was FT8.
I've worked half a dozen Australians just before our Zoom meeting started. One of them was Tasmania.
Yeah, I see that. I see that right now because he's still on there.
It was a VK7.
Yeah,
That's got to be a little rare.
I worked several of them here recently in Tasmania. And I worked in Perth. That is the western side of Australia. And that, I can't remember, it's a little over 9,000 miles. And that station that I worked in India today was also around 9,000 miles. The opposite direction it went.
you know, I bet if Bill got out there and started calling CQDX, he'd get some of those guys. If he'd go 35 degrees, what is it, 25 or 35?
Well, let me go back over there. The A41 is 25 degrees, but
Well, that's
that would probably cover all of
better.
it.
This time of day, they're pretty well. They're out there contesting. So the Middle East is anyway.
Well, it's just a band opening. The other day,
No, they got an active contest going on. I heard Muhammad talking about it.
the other day, whenever 10 meters was open, I worked 20 European stations in less than an hour. and some good, I mean, some good DX, hard to get DX stations.
Hold on, let's see what's going on.
Because 10 meters was open like gangbusters.
Yeah.
What time of day was that, Ken?
It was about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
what's funny about that is I was net control on the 10-meter net last week. We had a bunch of California and Oregon stations pop up for us on 28.445, and then there was an Italy station that came in.
Yeah. Well, this is the time of year. If you look on our Discord thing, I posted some of that stuff on there. I'm the only one that uses that thing. Mike gets on every once in a while.
Well, I posted on there, Ken.
Mark used to get on there once in a while, and I seen your post as soon as you done it, and I answered you.
You did.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, well, 10 is open right now for Asia.
Well,
and 15.
I'm on 10 over here, and the screen's full of FTH stuff right now.
Yeah, it's just killing it.
And see, I worked Taiwan on 30 meters.
I mean, there's so much my computer can't even. The computer you gave me, Mr. Bill, can't keep up with it.
You mean the computer's not enough computer, or what?
Well, they're just coming in so fast that it's just impossible to keep up with.
Oh, the computer can't keep up?
With that, how many calls are coming in right now?
Oh, okay. You can't, I got you. I understand.
And they're just coming in so fast that it's freezing up, and so I had to get out of there.
It freezes, it'll freeze the computer or freeze the program?
It just kind of lags, like the latency.
Yeah, that computer could probably stand some more memory in it.
You're using a DX spotting program, John? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What are you using? DX what?
DX heat.
Yeah.
But they're logging them so fast that it just can't keep up.
Okay, I see right here. Oh, right here, I'm looking on Discord. One of the posts that I made was VK9DX, and that's Norfolk Island, and that's really a hard country to get. And that was on 30 meters.
Yeah, so it looks like on 10 meters, South America is really banging in.
Yeah, I don't consider South America DX.
Well, you know what I mean.
If it's not Europe or Australia, I also.
All right, Ken, they're not all winners. All right.
Yeah, I know it. I worked a lot of Malaysia here lately too. I worked Timor and Java. New Guinea.
Yeah, what I've been doing so far is just tuning around and waiting for somebody, listening for somebody calling CQ with a call sign that seems like DX, and then answering them, which is work.
All you got to do is get out there, CQDX. This is KI5RMQ, CQDX.
Yeah, I'll try that too.
That's all you got to do.
But have your QRZ.com program open, or your logging program, and type in the call sign, and
Okay.
as soon as you get the call sign in, it'll tell you what direction to point your antenna.
Hey, I got a correction on that call sign on 220, Ken. That's a 9K2NO, 9 Kilo 2 November Oscar.
Well, let me go back and look at all my Kuwait ones.
Yeah, I mean, he's booming in now.
And that's on 10 meters, you said?
No, this is on 20 on 14220.
So it's 9K2NO.
Say it again.
9K2NO.
That's correct.
I have not worked that one, but I've worked several 9K2s.
Yeah, he's very loud. So everybody's commenting on, you mean he's booming in, but we'll see his QRZ page. Muhammad Al-Hahash. Yeah, he uses Logbook of the World. Jeez, he's been all over the place.
14220 is a busy frequency right now.
Well, right, because this is one of those rare times you can get an actual Southwest Asia station, you know. And
A
you
nice
know,
looking antenna.
what's that?
He's got a nice looking antenna.
He really does. But like you, Bill, you can rotate your stuff. My stuff's fixed, so I can't do all that, you know.
Yeah, he's at 31 degrees, which is still northeast. So
Yeah.
if you point that antenna northeast.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm at. I'm northeast. So
yeah, because you have your dipoles orientated that way.
that's right. Figure 8. There you go. But I've been trying to work Europe, Ken. So that's why I've been doing that.
Sure.
So let me ask a stupid question. When they end the message with QSL, what are they asking, or what are they?
QSL is
Did you copy receipt?
Acknowledgement of receipt.
Okay. Did you?
So basically, you know, I said KI5 RMQ, you're a 5.9. This is AC4CH QSL. I'm asking you if you copied the receipt of my message.
Gotcha. Okay.
Probably one of the most overused terms in amateur radio.
Yeah, QSL back when I was on the air originally was a card that you put a stamp on and mailed out to somebody.
It still is.
QSL card.
It still is. That's an acknowledgement of receipt.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's what the card is.
But I told the guy the other day, I said I was going QRT, and he's like, well, what's that? I'm like, I'm shutting it down.
Yeah, I heard one say I'm going QRV, but that was wrong.
That is awesome. And they kept trying to call, and I was like, look, guys, I'm QRT. I got to go to bed. We'll do it again. But yeah, Bill, you get out there on 40 or 20 and just start calling CQ, and you got the waterfall and all that. You can pick a frequency. I mean, it's just the world's at your disposal now.
Yeah, the antenna works a lot better since I replaced that shorted connector on the end of the cable.
You got a little more noise now too, don't you?
Yep, I do. You know, but the funny thing about it, and I don't fully understand this, with that connector shorted, I could still receive pretty well.
Yeah, I know it.
I don't know why or how or what was receiving, unless it was the shield of the coax, but
that's probably what it was.
But it was receiving, and it was really quiet. There was no noise at all.
Yeah.
Maybe I invented a new antenna.
Well, that's the way a beverage antenna, you know, it's real. It doesn't have any gain. It has a loss, but there's no noise there. So it's, you know, it's all signal to noise ratio.
Yeah.
But you can't transmit with a shorted coax cable.
You know.
But you can listen.
This is the offending component right here.
Yeah. So you got to take that apart and figure it out, huh?
Yeah, I've got to cut the crimp off of it, and I want to see exactly what's shorted in there. Not really sure what could be shorted, but something is.
Yeah.
Was that a factory crimp?
It's a Boyd factory crimp.
Oh,
Factory by Bill Boyd.
well, those little tiny wires from the shield tend to get away from you, and all it takes is one to cross over onto that center conductor.
You're absolutely right. I thought I was really careful in trimming everything back, but you know, like I said, they're pretty fine. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
I had the same problem with RG58 coax. It shorted when I put a coax connector, a PL259 on it. It was me. And I should have ohmed it out after I got through soldering, and I was in a hurry.
Well, I did own this, but I wasn't sure exactly what I should be reading through, you know, because I was reading through that Ballon coil that's on there. But Ken, you're right. I think that's not a transformer. It's just a straight through Ballon, because after I fixed that connector, I read, you know, very high DC resistance. I mean, it's definitely a problem in that connector. So
yeah. Well, that's history now.
Yep.
Okay, I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna sign off for the AriesNet.
Okay, see you later, Mike.
And then it's supper time and social time with the wife. So
Yeah, all right. See you
that's
later.
great, guys.
Hey,
Bill, I'm
John?
glad you're on the air.
Thanks. Me too. I'm glad. Been a while.
I brought Discord back up, so if you have anything interesting, type it in and it'll talk to me.
All right, we'll do it. Same to you.
Give me 1 second, guys, and I'm going to check in real quick, and then I'll be back.
Hey, okay. I wanted to ask John when the 10-meter net is.
When I'll tell you when I come back. I'll sign up.
Okay, QSL. Well, feels pretty good to be on the air, doesn't it?
It does. After it's been kind of a long haul here, a lot longer than I thought it would take, but that's the way my projects go. They cost more and take a lot longer than I ever anticipate. Mainly because I can work an afternoon and then have to lay off for a couple of days to rest up before I can go back at it.
I know it. Every time I climb that tower, I can't do anything else for a day or two.
Yeah, man, be careful climbing the tower. I know you are, but
I got a safety thing, but
I tell you, 3 years ago, I was crawling across, actually kind of hopping across a fence and caught my toe and messed my right arm up. It had to have surgery and a artificial joint put in, and
I remember that.
it's been it's still not the same.
Yeah, it's funny how as you get older, when you do that, it seems like it hurts more and takes longer to heal.
Yeah, and it doesn't heal back the same either.
No. Yeah, and I need to be careful climbing that stinking tower, and I need to climb it again too. My 17-meter rotatable dipole is not working. I guess that wind must have, it's been up there for 20 years, and I guess the wind has finally broke the cable loose or something, probably where it hooks up to the driven element. And it's up there about 50 feet or so.
You can't talk anybody into climbing for you?
I could, but they don't know what to do after they get there.
That's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, 10-meter net. Go ahead, Ken.
But when is the 10-meter net?
Oh, it's at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Hold on, I got somebody coming to the door. What's up? What's wrong?
AG5RQ Mike. This is AG5RQ Mike.
Okay. Yeah, we are. You okay?
Okay, good evening. Mine got everything. Thanks for checking in.
Our 10-meter contact worked okay, didn't it, Bill?
I'm sorry.
Our 10-meter contact worked okay.
It worked great.
I better hear you tomorrow night, Bill. 28.445 at 8 o'clock.
445, huh?
28.445 on or about that frequency. And you know what that means, right?
QSL.
we had DX last week, and we had Oregon and California coming really good.
We used to have a 6-meter net here in Shawnee, and I was pointed toward Seminole from where I'm at, which was the opposite direction of a station in Montana, broke into our net, and he was like 20 over 9 from Montana on the back side of my 5-element beam.
Wow.
That's what 6 meters does when it's open, man.
Yeah, and then do you have 6 meters, Bill?
No, I don't have a 6-meter antenna, but Ken
You
was
can't
suggesting-
tune it with your tuner?
Well, there's not a 6-element element on that hex beam.
Put it over on 40 meters and turn it to 6 meters, 50.200, and try to tune it. And I guarantee it'll tune.
Well, I don't have any 40 meters either. I've got 10 through 20.
Oh, well, then you should have no problem with 20 or 10. You could use a 10-meter antenna.
Yeah, I can use the 10-meter antenna. No
So
sweat.
put it over on 10, switch it over on 10, and then try to tune on 6 meters.
Check your SWR.
Oh,
then,
to see if the 10-meter would tune up on 6.
Yeah, it should. I can do it right now.
Well, I don't know.
You don't have a high SWR.
I don't have a high SWR. I turned it over to the 20-meter antenna. I can tune up there fine.
Oh, you said 10 meters. That's why I'm.
Right. So here, this is 20 meters, right? So I'm going to go over to 50.200. Let's press the tune button. It just tuned.
Yeah. But what is your SWR?
1 to 1.
No,
1 to nothing.
no, it's not. That's what the transceiver sees.
I don't give a crap. That's what it is.
Turn the auto tuner off and then key it and see what SWR you have.
1 to 5, 1.0 to 5,
Well, that's still good. Yeah.
1.0 to 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good.
Well, I don't need to do that. I have a 6-meter Yagi. But you can try it. But it'd be good to have a 6-meter Yagi up there.
You have one you suggest? that you
Yeah,
want?
just get a,
Go to Home Depot and get a wire.
he wants to put a Yagi on his, so he can rotate it.
Yeah.
I'd suggest an M-squared, but there's a lot of good ones. I'm a M-squared.
But real quick, see if it'll tune that though. I'm curious because if you can tune it, you won't have to worry about it.
So
Now I'm not up to specs on your Yaesu, so I don't know what the.
put it on 6 meters and see if I could tune anything.
Yeah. You don't know which element it'll be tuning, but it doesn't matter if you get a low SWR.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to be a great antenna, but it will work
Well, for not for
for DX.
for DX, but
For
for local, it's not going to have no problem. You're talking from Norman to Norman. I think you'd be all right.
Well, they tuned it.
All right, now is there a way to check your SWR?
Yeah, he can turn the
I can turn the tuner off.
Tuner off and key it.
No, you want to tune it and then check the SWR. You don't want to turn the tuner off because that's going to untune it.
No, it don't untune it. It just takes the tuner out of line, and you can see what the true SWR is.
Right. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you can just see the SWR with the tune.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's over probably 2.5.
All right, now turn the tuner back on, tune it again and try it again.
Well, it's tuned, I think.
What frequency are you at?
5.000.
Go to 5.2000. And I'll see if I can hear you.
5.2.
50.200.
Testing 1, 2, 3. KI5RMQ.
Solid copy. Did you catch that?
Well, I didn't have my headphones on, but it's peaking at about 2 to 1 on voice peaks.
All right, this is Alpha Charlie 4, Charlie Hotel. Give me a signal report if you can.
Say again on the transmit again, I'll give you a signal report. KI5RMQ.
KI5RMQ, this is Alpha Charlie 4, Charlie Hotel. Signal report, please. Testing.
Okay, you're coming in about 4 on the S meter.
That's fine. Thank you. So there you go, Bill. You heard me good, didn't you?
I actually didn't have the headphones on, but
All right, put your earphones in. Good heavens. Try it again. Wait for my call. KI5RMQ, this is Alpha Charlie 4, Charlie Hotel. How read?
read you just fine. Probably a 4 on readability and about a 4 on signal strength. KI5RMQ. For some reason, your frame froze there, John. I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Oh, you went off then.
This is K5 DNL, Echo Mike 15. Yeah, this is Ken, K5 DNL, Shawnee. I'm hanging in there. I'm copying you okay over here. It's not real loud, but my antenna may not even be pointed at your direction. Okay, I'm going to go back to Zoom now. Let you guys go ahead. Okay, K5DNL clear.
So somehow the hex beam is working a little bit on 6 meters. SWR is not as bad as I thought it would be.
And John just said he lost the internet or something.
Yeah, he froze up and then went off.
I was gonna log him since he said he was gonna log me, but I didn't know his call sign. Stand by just a minute, Bill. I'm gonna log him.
Okay.
Okay, I got him in there. Whenever I went to the logging program, it minimized my zoom and had a little bitty picture up in the corner. Well, how do you like your new transceiver?
I'm learning more and more about it. It's got more features than you can believe. Well, you know what I'm talking about, but it does have a lot of features on it.
Yeah.
I did find how to reset the compression to turn
Good.
compression up some.
Yeah.
So I may experiment a little bit with that. It's got a function where you can audit your own or listen to your own signal.
Yeah, monitor.
Okay. And what they suggest is to monitor it carefully and, not turn the compression up too much that you begin to get some splatter or something that
Yeah.
on the signal.
I don't turn the compression up hardly any, but some people do. If you're trying to work DX and break into them pileups like that Kuwait station, they turn their compression up too high and then they run 1500 watts and try to blast their way through the crowd. I'm going to have a pretty good challenge coming up next year. I'm going to try to work 100 countries on 160 meters with only 80 watts.
Wow.
So that's going to be a challenge.
You've got a good 160 meter antenna though, right?
Yeah, I've got that big 60-foot vertical back
Right.
there.
That should that should help a lot.
Yeah, it does. I've used it on 160 before, but it's originally built for 80 meters, but it's the right length for 80 meters.
And you've got a loading coil at the base of it, right?
Yeah, you can put a loading coil on is one way to do it, or you can use top loading wires like a capacity hat.
Yeah.
There's John, made it back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I sent Bill a text. I said my internet just took a dump. I don't know why.
Mine's been hanging in there.
I don't know what happened. I was talking to Bill on 6 there, and
Well, that's exactly what happened to me a while ago. My internet just gave up the ghost.
Yeah, exactly right. And so the first thing my kids came out, hey, so, and I'm like, you'll live for 3 minutes.
I did reboot my router, but I don't think that was the problem.
No, it wasn't. There was something that came over the line because it just shut off.
But I do have, mine is not 100% reliable. It's probably, 98, 97%, 96, I don't know. But we do have occasions where something happens on T-Mobile and
Mine's sound was dropping out there for a while and it's been hanging in there lately.
Yeah, I know you had, a month ago you were having that problem, but
Yeah.
last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been solid as a rock.
For what we pay a month, it shouldn't drop at all. And so that's my point. So I don't know how y'all feel about it.
How much do you pay?
$140.
Wow, why so much?
You'd have to ask my wife. I'm the Giga Blast. Yeah, it ain't so giga.
Well, you probably have some programming mixed in there too, right? That you're paying for.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like streaming channels and things that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for what we pay, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. I mean,
are you with Cox or with?
Yes, I'm with Cox.
Well, they're better than AT&T, brother.
No, that is true. I had excuse me. I had AT&T before I had them, and then OEC has been laying this fiber optic line last couple of months, tearing up people's backyards. So they say they got the best. So I don't know.
Well, they're fiber optic all the way to your modem. It's not, fiber optic part way and then copper wire part way. It's all the way. And
Cox is?
No.
OEC.
OEC. Cox is not. Cox is.
Yeah, no, he's right. It's fiber optic, and then it goes through a copper coax cable, and then that's the problem. And
so if you can get on OEC, that would be great. OEC is just across the street from me, but they won't hook me up.
Jeez.
I've been after them for a year to connect me, and they say, well, we're connecting our OEC customers first and you're OG&E. So, but they have been hooking some OG&E people up, but not me, not yet. It's the promise is someday. But what I've got with T-Mobile is much, much better than I did have. I did have just a Wi-Fi type connection with a company out here called Sooner, and the most I could get was 4.5 megabit per second, and that was $60 a month just for that, with no programming. The T-Mobile home internet works off their cell tower, but in the morning I get 100 megabits per second, no sweat. And then during the day, as traffic picks up, it may slow down to 30 or 35, which is still perfectly adequate for what I need.
Right.
And it's $50 a month.
So you're paying $50 a month now?
Yeah.
I'm paying 130.
I'm paying 70.
Just internet. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting anything. There's just straight up internet right there.
I have internet and my home phone comes through the cable.
Oh, that's right. I got to log you, Ken. You better confirm me too.
I've already got you in my log.
QRZ?
No, in my logging program. I don't do QRZ, but I will upload it to Logbook of the World.
All right, I will too. I'm tickled pink. Ken, you found a microphone just for me. Now that's just amazing.
Well,
Well,
he had it hooked up the other day so he could talk to me. He said he had, to go,
Okay.
he had to go dig it out so he could talk to me. So it was handy.
yeah, Bill wanted to test his new setup and it worked like a charm. We was able to make good contact on 10 meters.
Yeah, clear as a bell. I mean, it was like talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never, no, he sounded great. He made the trip. So that's all. There we go. But yeah, but Bill, you sounded great. So you should come out Monday night at 8 o'clock and get on the 6 meter net.
So there's a 6-meter net on Monday and then a 10-meter net on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
They're both at 8 o'clock. One of the 10 meters this is 28.445. And tomorrow's net control will be WG5T, Mr. Bill. And I host it once a month. And then I believe it's KB5 BIM. Jim, he does the 6-meter net on 50.200 on Monday night at 8 o'clock.
I guess all that stuff's probably on their website.
Yeah, it's all there. Yeah. Now, I don't do any of that DMR stuff. I don't have the capabilities for that. So.
I don't do it anyway. Yep, that Yaza, I mean, that ICOM you have might do DMR. I don't know. Maybe not.
I'm telling you, this thing is going to be a field day thing only.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Kenwood gets their act together and starts shipping stuff again, I'm 890 bound.
Yeah, that's a nice radio.
It's something I really want. I've been saving up for a while for it, and I'm about there, and they better get it ready.
Does your wife know you're saving up money for that?
Yes.
Yes. We wouldn't tell, John. We wouldn't tell.
She gets to go to Disney World. Why can't I get a radio?
Yeah.
Sounds fair to me.
Like if I can count on two hands how many times we've been to Disney World. Okay, we could do a radio.
You could do multiple radios probably for that.
Oh man, my wife is a Disney World just freak. You know, she went a lot when she was a kid, and she's like, it's I only want to go there and play golf. I really don't care about it. But yeah, but that she's from North Carolina, so it's one of
And you froze up.
those old, huh? I froze up.
Yeah, just for a second there.
Okay, I'm back now. No, I was gonna say all the East Coast people seem to love Florida. Like Florida is the place that you have to go if you're from the Northeast or the East Coast.
Yeah, a lot of them move down there when they retire.
Yeah, that's right. The same goes for like Chicago and Michigan too.
Well, if I lived up there, I'd want to get the heck out of there too.
Yeah, and you ask them about it, and they're like, it's the weather. The cold weather.
Yeah.
Get away from the Chicago cold weather. What is it?
Well, it's the snow too.
Yes.
We lived in, when I first went to work for General Electric, I lived in Syracuse, New York for a year. And that's right in the snow belt up there. Yeah. We had 137 inches of snow that winter that we lived up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you was saying, what am I getting into?
Right.
I was wanting to get out. Well, I only had a year assignment there, so I knew I was getting out, but
yeah,
I didn't know where I was going after that. And it turned out to be Erie, Pennsylvania, which wasn't a lot better.
No.
Bill, where are you from?
I'm from, I'm pretty much from Oklahoma. Since the first grade, I've lived in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was born in Texas, but then we moved to Oklahoma. So I'm an Okie, I guess. Not too proud of it sometimes, but Oklahoma's okay.
I don't know why. Oh, you just remind me something. I got to look up something. I wanted to see how tonight's mayoral results happened.
Oh, yeah. Are the results in yet?
I don't know, but the polls closed at.
Almost done. Click continue to installation.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. I was trying to bring up a speed test and it had some audio on it.
But,
Oh, well, I heard something, but wasn't sure what it was.
Did you vote today,
Yeah, I voted.
Bill?
Yeah, I voted.
So they wanted to increase the water thing again.
Yeah, since I'm on a well, I voted for that.
Thanks.
I voted for it too.
I appreciate y'all. It doesn't seem like much when you see it on paper, but when you see it in the bill come in, it really is. And I got like 10 people around here flushing toilets. And so.
Yeah, I don't have a water bill.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I could vote for it.
Yeah.
And
All I have is.
You know what, Bill? I hope the turnpike comes through your house. Okay.
By the way, where does
it may.
Where does that come? Do you know, Bill?
I'm sorry?
Where does it come? Does it come close to you?
Well,
no, a mile north of me is Franklin, then a mile north of that is Indian Hill.
Yeah.
So it's out further east.
It would come directly north of us. It would
72nd.
Yeah, which is Indian Hill Road, and it would come down Indian Hill, which is 2 miles north of me.
I don't know why I kind of looked at the map briefly, and it looks like if they connect onto it there on I-40, they're close to Choctaw Road, and come down to the east side of Thunderbird Lake, and then hook on down there by Purcell.
So
They
I'm
wouldn't
proud
have
to
go through
report.
Norman if they did that.
Yeah, that would be the ideal situation, is come on the other side of Thunderbird. And
Yeah.
So Ken, no more Elmer help for Mr. Bill Boyd here for voting for yes on the proposition to raise my water bill, because what is that? I mean, I'm on well water, so I'm going to make everybody else pay. Seriously?
Yeah. Well, John Norman needs the money, man.
That's all they need, and copy paper. Copy paper. I'm still trying to figure out where the copy paper goes with these kids. You send them with copy paper at the beginning of the year, right? And then about January, they're like, hey, we're out of copy paper. I'm like, who is hoarding the copy paper?
They're drawing on it.
And they're like, well, you just don't understand what they print. And I'm like, they stop printing it.
Yeah.
No, it looks like it's going to fail. So that's good news for me.
Oh, I'm sure I'd be very surprised if that water bill increase passed.
Well, but we now I did vote. Excuse me. A couple of years ago, they had it on there, and they wanted to increase it, and I was like, okay, I'm fine with that one time. And they were like, it's going to be a one-time ordeal, no issue. And then it shows up today.
Well, this turnpike thing, I think there is a bill that says that they're not supposed to build any more turnpikes until they pay for the ones they have.
Right, but I think it's a turnpike authority, and I don't think they have I don't think anybody. I think they're unrestrained, is what I mean. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I think they do whatever they want. And there he is, right there. Mr. Section Manager was telling me, Christian Berry. He said that the turnpike comes right through his living room.
Chris?
Yeah. So maybe if you watch this later, maybe I'm right or wrong, but yeah. So it's real quick. It's 76% reporting here in Norman. No is 8,524, and yes is 7,302.
Well, that's closer than I thought it would be.
I know, but I'm sick of paying so much money, Bill. Now, come on, think about guys like me when you're out voting for stuff like this. We're trying to buy radios, not pay for water.
Not pay for water. Well, Norman's got a water problem, I tell you.
Yeah.
If they keep issuing building permits for these huge apartment complexes around here, and we get a long dry spell, it's gonna be
Norman
bad.
needs to take care of their water supply, because at the rate Norman's growing, they're gonna be hurting in another 20 years.
A lot of that is the university, though, because the housing at the university is so bad that.
Well, but think how much money the university brings in to Norman.
Yeah, but remember, David Bourne got rid of his water rights whenever he became president out there. So, they had their own water supply. They produced their own electricity. David Bourne sold it off for whatever reason. And
Well,
now they're tapping into the city, which is something they didn't used to do.
So they had wells or what?
I don't know what they had exactly, and so don't quote me on it, but I do know that their electrical supply and their water supply was self-sufficient outside of the city. And then David Bourne, he sold that off for whatever reason. I don't know. You'd have to look it up.
couldn't they incorporate those water wells into the city water supply?
They did actually, but see, he sold them off to a third party, from what I understood. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, probably some shenanigans going on there.
Well, they all buy access, so. But I'm just saying, I can't keep having these rate hikes, because we're going to be paying for this electrical thing that happened in 2021.
For a long time.
Right, for what, 25 years?
Yeah, and what if we have another one of these?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's my whole complaint is like, so you had that, I paid my bill, but you had to outsource your energy because you weren't prepared. And so I have to pay extra because you were wrong.
Well, my point is, if we have to pay and then this comes along again, we're paying on top of paying. See what I mean?
Right. And so it could happen this next year, or,
What are you referring to?
The hike in electricity due to the bad winter we had last year.
Oh, okay.
Right. So they're trying to pay off. They didn't have the money to pay I guess they went out, they outsourced.
Yeah, and it was at a high rate.
Right. And so they passed it on to us so they wouldn't have to pay.
I'm in on that too, because I'm an OG&E customer.
Yep, same here. Bill, you're probably OEC, right?
No, I wish. If I were OEC, I could get cable.
I don't understand what that difference that makes.
Well, they said they had to take care of their OEC customers first. And
you're screaming over there saying, I'll be one right now.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just across the street from me. In fact, the guy down on the corner even has OEC cable, but they won't run it on down here to me. They could pick up, 7 or 8 customers.
Right.
But not enough incentive for them to do it. So did you got a vote on the water? Did you get a vote on mayor?
I did.
What was the mayor?
It's looking pretty good.
For
well, it's 76% in right now. Oh, I just lost it. So I'm on news9.com, and that's let's see, Larry, I can't pronounce his name, Hakila. He's at 8,123 votes, and Bria Clark is at 7,856.
Oh,
He's a little bit ahead of her.
And
Is he a Democrat?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
they
is.
don't, they really don't, they don't in the mayoral's race, they don't really identify.
Yeah, I know it, but
yeah, but she is, and he's a Republican, she's a Democrat.
So, I'm not gonna say much more about that, but.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
But we got a lot of problems here in Norman there, Mr. Ken. They got to be dealt with. One of them is this homeless thing, and
no wonder they can't afford to pay the water bill.
well,
That's why they're homeless.
but a lot of them have mental health issues.
Yeah.
And what's funny about them, if you like, so I run a route for Anheuser-Busch out here, and you talk to them, money is not their problem at all.
Yeah.
It's just mental health, I think.
But that's in every big city. I mean, Norman's not a huge city, but it's pretty good size. What is the population in Norman?
But there's one guy who comes to my church to eat donuts, $100 bill in the cup every week, but he's homeless. Now explain that to me.
You dropped out and we didn't hear.
No, I said every week at church, there's a guy who comes and leaves $100 bill in the cup for the donuts after church,
Mm-hmm.
and he's homeless. And
Oh,
people,
really?
yeah, and he just doesn't want help. So that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, guys, I tell you,
Yep.
I think I'm gonna hang it up. I'm getting kind of fatigued here.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Long day.
real quick, Bill, I'm glad you're on the air. That's very great. I'm glad you made all those contacts, man. You're going to have so much fun. You ain't going to believe it.
He already is.
Yeah, it's been a while, I'll tell you.
I'm telling you, the project that you did, that was just outstanding. I really got to hang it to you. It was really great. And man, yeah, you got just a great setup. I'm glad that you got it all worked out too. I was going to ask about that tonight. So that's great.
Well, with a little help from my friends.
We're glad to help.
Well, I appreciate it. I do. I really do appreciate it. It's,
But yeah, make sure come in for those nets on Monday and Wednesday.
well, I might give it a try. I don't know.
He'd probably be too busy working DX.
Well, it was great to talk to you. I know I haven't been here in a while, and I wanted to be here tonight. So
Yeah,
we're glad you showed up.
Yeah, we're glad to see you back, John. We were worried about you.
it's been a busy couple of weeks. A lot of well, I told Ken, I said my mother died back in February, so that took a lot of time out of my schedule there.
Oh, yeah, I can see.
And
well, sorry to hear that, John.
yeah, well, it's life,
Yeah, it is.
But Bill, have a great evening, man. God love you, and I'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going too.
All right,
Nice,
Ken,
guys.
have a great week.
7-3.
7 3s. I'm hitting the button.
Everybody.